Toehold on a Harbour is a 1965 production by New Zealand's National Film Unit. It's an entertaining look at life in New Zealand in the 1960s and captures the quirky atmosphere of the capital city of Wellington. It was submitted for the Academy Awards Documentary Awards in 1965, as well as the Commonwealth Festival in London and the Sydney Film Festival in 1966. It was digitally restored in 2015, and what you're watching now is a comparison of the original with the restored version. This restoration was a collaboration between Archives New Zealand, Ngā Taonga Sound and Vision, Park Road Post and the New Zealand International Film Festival. We hope you enjoy watching.
Clambering up the sharp ridges and rambling down into the deep gullies at the foot of the northern island of New Zealand is an unusual city. A determined city that has elbowed a space for itself where there was none, and bound itself onto the inhospitable hills with roads that twist down to a blue enclosing harbour. Struggling to grow on its difficult site for just over a century has given this city a striking character. Wellington has become a city unlike any other in New Zealand.
Wellington? Well, there's the wind.
I'll tell you what, mate, the weather's a darn sight better than it is at...
Well, I'm not a Wellingtonian. Like most people, I came to Wellington because of my work.
Well, it isn't the biggest city, but, well, it's the capital, isn't it? Things are run from here, aren't they?
Well, I hated it when I first came here, but, well, it grows on you, and now I think it's beautiful.
These hills and all these steps.
Oh, I think it's lovely.
I like it too. It's interesting. I think the location of the place definitely gives it character.
125 years ago, the first English settlers, after 6 long months at sea, lowered their weary sails and dropped anchor in a sheltered haven. Because it turned out to be such a magnificent harbour, it became a busy port, and its commerce has steadily increased with the years. But ironically, the deep water which allowed ships to lie on the city's doorstep also hemmed it in against the hills. The thriving young settlement desperately needed land, flat land. So the land was made, reclaimed from the sea. There is still a restless roar where white-crested waves once pounded against the cliffs in a stiff southerly. But the sound today is the din of city traffic, and no longer the voice of the sea. Early in its history, New Zealand was governed from Auckland in the north, but Wellington's founders considered that the seat of government obviously belonged in the centre of the country. After a 25-year tug of war, perseverance paid off, and since 1865, Parliament has met in the shadow of Wellington's hills, and the largest wooden building in the world rose to become a status symbol of the civil service.